Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
Boy.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man.
Oh,
First
yes.
off, I gotta say my guy Xzibit is in the neighborhood. Welcome, Xzibit.
What's up, man? How are you?
Get off the mic. Hey, man, Xzibit just celebrated a birthday, right? For one, my birthday was 10 days before. He didn't show up.
That's kind of rude.
Well, he was on tour. You know what I'm saying?
He was getting
This
his
is
money.
thing that he has a priority called feeding the family. So he was doing this thing called feeding the family.
Okay.
And he was in another country.
That's a good
You know what I'm
reason.
saying? Yeah, yeah. And then it was like he had this tour that was booked in advance. I put my party together the week before. But I'm still upset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's still your fault.
Yeah.
Because you could have think, man, in July, you could have been like, Big, what you doing in September? You know?
Yeah.
but you chose not to.
Yeah,
And then
right.
X just celebrated his birthday as
Yes.
well,
Yep.
September 18th, fellow Virgo right there. And I was like, man, what did you do for your birthday? I was waiting on him to say nothing. Then he was like, oh, man, just some of my real people, Big. I just had them at the house. You know?
Real close friends.
Just real close friends, man. You know, just wanted to keep all the outsiders out. You know what I'm saying? Just people, people that I really mess with. You know, just a tight circle. You know,
come
people I
on,
can
Big.
trust, Big.
Come
You know,
on.
just all at the house with my family. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Were you there, Big?
no, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't, man.
But he's been invited to my house to clear, for clarity. He's been
Okay.
invited to my house several times.
But not this
And
time?
it just hasn't coordinated yet, man. Yeah,
But just not
I'm
this
talking about
time.
me.
Yes.
I'm talking about me.
Big has been invited to my house several times.
Oh,
But it
when you were
hasn't
doing
worked out?
construction, he was like, yeah, bring Jose with you.
Yeah.
You're like, you got
I
all
got
the
some
Mexican
things to do.
homies. You gotta love it. Let me ask you, James Savage in the neighborhood, man. Were you at
Yeah.
Xzibit's party?
Oh, yes. No
Wow.
doubt. No doubt.
Wow.
Hey, we had a ball, man.
Hey,
Hey, man. it's
wow. You really gonna rub it in, huh, Savage?
crazy. Nah, hey, man. I be having fun on X's birthday, man. I mean,
It's your
I
birthday.
look, because I never forget it's on the 18th, like mine's December 18th. So
Right.
I look forward to his birthday because I'll be partying on his birthday. My birthday, I'll be hiding.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, he'd be like, happy birthday. I know you somewhere. We don't know where you at. I
Hey,
get to
man.
hiding.
Well,
man.
we doing something big for your birthday this year.
No doubt, no
yeah,
doubt.
We
That's what's up.
we owe that to me.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
We owe that to me.
For all the
First
celebrations
off,
you missed out on.
I gotta say, with Savage in the neighborhood, man.
Yes, yes.
For those that know, they know.
Yeah.
J.O. Felony. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
in the
Veteran,
neighborhood.
relevant at the same
Yep.
damn time.
No doubt, no doubt.
Architect, blueprint.
Tell
You know
us.
what I'm
Yes.
saying? Rider.
Man.
Now we go from J.O. Felony
Yeah,
to James Savage.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
There's so much equity in a J.O. Felony.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the road between going from realizing, like, man, J.O. Felony, and I kind of know the road, but why, with all the equity that you put in J.O. Felony, why would you come back and say the name change or the government?
Cause I don't like jail,
Right.
and I
could be one
just
reason.
kept going back for just stupid stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I
they was
mean?
booking J.O. Felony.
Yeah,
Like,
and the police be like, "We got him again. We got J.O. Felony. You got another felony on your belt."
when you
You know what I
you
mean?
do start to break it down, when you did
Yeah.
call yourself J.O. Felony,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess that would be a powerful name to catch
Yeah.
a felony with. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
But J.O.
Make
was
yourself a
like, it
target.
stands for Justice Against Y'all Oppressors.
right,
love
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So I put
Did it
felony
always
on it.
mean that?
Yeah.
Okay,
when
cool.
I created that name when I was 15, and I was
love that.
actually in juvenile hall.
See?
And I seen felony on the desk, and I kind of, came with the J.O., you know what I mean? So, but I didn't want to go to jail no more, so I was trying to find a way. Like, I hate jail every day of it. You know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean? There's no place for no one, and
Nope.
and I just feel like I should, I'm a prime example that you can get your life together
Hell yeah.
and bounce back from whatever, as long as you believe in yourself, put God first, man, and don't give up, never give up.
Let me ask you this, Savage, man, but just being in music
Yeah.
and being so close to what was going on with us, man, especially
Yeah.
West Coast and hip hop, then go West Coast worldwide, and
Yeah.
Jam Master Jay records. There's so many early
rest
on,
in
like,
peace,
man,
Jam
I'm
Master Jay.
on.
Yeah.
I'm on.
So early
Yeah.
on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with the frustrations of getting on and popping, but not popping,
Yeah.
but staying next to what you love so much, man. What does that feel like, and were you ever about to check out?
I don't think I was ever about to check out. I just think I wanted more control of my career. You know what I mean? And I just felt like I needed even when I was on Def Jam, I never had someone like a Irv Gotti,
Right.
or Dean and Wild, like
you had
Rough
that kick in
Riders.
the
You feel
door
me?
and yeah.
like I had to be the artist and the guy that fighting to get You know what I mean?
Was it hard being a West Coast artist on Def Jam, or because we saw like Warren was on, and you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't really hard for me because like a lot of the West Coast artists were signed to Sunset Boulevard, Def Jam West.
Gotcha.
I was signed to Def Jam with LL Cool J and them.
But who do you walk in when you talking about a release, or when you upset, or what's the, you know what I'm saying? Are you on a plane somewhere?
Yeah, I had to fly the homies out there. You know what I mean? Like I got to go to New York. I got to take my homies out there. I took a couple of my homies out there and you know, got out of the situation. You know what I mean? I feel like I just wanted to be on my own at that time. And I used to read other artists that were on Def Jam. I used to read their plans and stuff like that. Like, why they ain't doing that for me? But I felt like they would have done that for me if I had the proper person, to ask them for the things that I needed. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just their fault. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff was me having the proper person in place to fight my battles for me.
How do you stay so connected to the grind, though? You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, Savage, you had to feel like like some of the things you were pushing uphill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we were behind you, but we wasn't pushing the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but man, it was a constant struggle. Even when, you know, I got on the Up in Smoke tour, like Snoop Dogg actually got me on that tour. You know what I mean? And he put me on the Got Beef record, which I had the first verse on the record, and they added that song to Hot 97 at the time. So it was like I had help from my West Coast rappers too that was helping me along the way. Like, man, this dude is dope. Let me get him on the record. You know what I mean? So it was like people was respecting the skills too. So that kind of kept me going, like with the fans, like, man, you really know how to rap. Why you ain't put out an album? Like sometimes I see a fan that cuss me out in the street. Hey man, what the hell you doing?
The one thing you couldn't say no to was your penmanship, your lyrical content, and the way that you always bust. Yeah, man. So it wasn't like, man, he just mailing it in. He deserved that. Yeah. And then when I see Broken Ground and you start to rewind a little bit, you start to see just, damn, how many years you really been connected to this thing. Yeah, and how many years of the almost, and how many years of, you know, like
he's
how
about
the
to break
transformation.
Through this time.
Exactly.
I know exactly
and the
what you mean.
transformation of the game, and then not that it makes you bitter, but you start seeing these sucker asses.
Yeah,
you like,
just blowing up everywhere. Like,
you know what I'm
he
saying?
can't wrap his way out of paper bag. How the hell did he get right there?
So
you
that's why I do ask Savage, like, how do you not, or what is frustration at the time? What does that look like?
It looks like it's just like one only thing I had going was my talent. So what I did in those times, I get back to my craft and work harder and study my craft. Like, man, one thing I know how to do is rap. Yeah, so let me get back to studying my craft and don't be in a position to where I sound like I did 5 years ago.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? So I feel right now I'm at my best. I think, like, right now when I go to the studio, I don't need no paper or none of that anymore. And this just happened when I got out the pen this time. Like, when I go to the studio now, I can make like
how long were you
5-6 songs in like 2 hours.
How long were you gone on the last one?
I went in like I was only in for like about 11 months. I went to the pen, but it was like a real low because I was blowing up cars with Xzibit and eating all kind of barbecue and having fun and going to these
parties and
exclusive restaurants.
Oh yeah, that's how X treat his friends.
The next day after we finished filming, I had to go turn myself in.
Oh no!
You know what I mean? Like, we blew the car up, and then I had to go and turn myself in to get the deal that I was offered.
So you guys did Broken Ground. Yeah. Y'all shot it, and then it was like,
so I'm hugging all the cast members and everybody on the set. Like, they don't know I have to go to jail this next morning, so I'm really emotional on the set. You know what I mean? Like, wow, I got to go.
And we sitting here like, this dude's a hell of an actor.
Yeah.
like he's really crying.
And I'm thinking like, oh man, I got to go to Wayside in the morning. It's about to be fight central.
But you know what's crazy, man? Is that life. That's real life, though. Yeah. Because you'll see Savage and X. You'll see people that think they want it. Yeah. And it's like, man, the ones that really got it, be like, man, you don't want this. Nah. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the work in.
Like, you really don't want this.
Hey, what was really tripped me out, man, the next morning, because I stayed downtown in a nice high rise where X and them put me at to be close to the jail the next morning.
Man. So that way you don't got to go too far.
So he came and picked me up, man, in the Ferrari, man, the next morning. And took me to breakfast. We went and ate pancakes, smoked me some good, man, and I went in there like, man.
Damn.
He like, I ain't going in there, buddy. I'll see you when you get out.
Yeah, like you on your own with this one.
Yeah.
When we say solo artist, that's
No
That's
doubt.
what we mean.
But when they released me, bro,
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he was there.
Hey, man, I
And,
remember the
man,
pickup.
He picked me up in
I
the
remember.
helicopter,
Hell
man.
yeah, he did.
And hey, I came home, all kind of money in my Louis bags. I'm like, what the hell's going on? You left
Man,
some in these
if
Louis
that's the-
bags.
If that's the way
He like,
we
"That's
coming
yours,
home,
man,
I'm about to
let's
go
go."
do 11 months. Like, X, you got me? No, but X was like, no,
Yeah.
we're going to go pick him up.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, X.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a relationship with West Coast and in the trenches, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why so much for J.O. Felony, James Savage?
Well, I mean, it's
Not so much.
Yeah.
But why why that relationship was so dear to you?
Well, I mean, it has to go back about like 5 years. I was in a really depressed place, and I was in the house. I really wasn't being active with my career, and I was just sitting there. He called me and asked me for help. At the time, I needed help as
Right.
well, you know, and so from that, we went to the studio and started working on his music. When that happened.
Let me
It
ask you
kinda-
this, X,
yeah.
with you needing help, why did y'all get together though? When you in a dark place, why you just didn't stay dark?
Well, I mean, he had heard the music because we were doing open bar radio, and then it was kind of like one of the only things I was doing. And he had heard some music, and so when he called me, he asked me to help him produce some music. So I didn't know what to expect from that, so I just got in the studio and started working on the music with him. As this music started being finished and progressive, it got me moving again, and it kind of inspired me to, you know, start crawling and then start to walking, and then I turned into a full sprint. At that time, that's when we created Brass Knuckles. That's when we created, you know, Empire came on deck. I started really like moving, and that's all, you know. That's all to the benefit of everyone that's around me. And so I credit that to James, as he came and inspired me to get off my ass. So once we saw that, you know, progression with everything, it was only right to see that he gets all the way through.
Yeah.
You know, without that spark, who knows, I probably would still be sitting there, you know? So it really helped me to get my shit together and really to be like, okay, it's possible.
Yeah.
And so we
A lot
sat
of
there
people
and did
don't
this
look
together.
back though, too, X.
Yeah.
You know, or don't look back, or they don't look around. You know, a lot of people, X, they on the I and me, not us and we.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you could have taken that, even if it was fuel to you, and not even told them it was fuel to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the one thing I get from you, X, is that you never, there's never somebody owe you something.
Right.
There's, you know, like y'all created something together, and I see a lot of love. Like me and my homeboy Jose, I would never do a broken ground for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna Uber his ass to jail, and then when it's time to get picked up, I'm gonna send my homie Josh to pick him up, and probably a Nissan Sentra.
Hey,
You know what I'm
keeping
saying?
it
Yeah, say what now?
Keeping it
Keep it
100.
100. You
But
know
it
what I'm
was,
saying?
it was so dope. It was so dope because all this big stuff started happening around me and for me, and it was like, okay, man, we started this with nothing. We started this just me and him in the studio listening to beats, and then look what it became. So, you know, it was really dope to see him grow into what he's feeling like now, because his energy changed just like my energy changed, and it was like we sparked. And
Why
it
so
was dope.
big though? Like when I saw Broken Ground,
Yeah.
Hey, it was crazy because he gave me an option. Like when he started doing Empire, he was like, "Man, I got to go do this TV show with these stars, and if you guys don't want to wait for me, then you could take your music." And I'm like, "Nigga, I ain't going nowhere."
Yeah.
Well, like
Hold on,
we on Empire. Now shit schedule. You know what I'm saying?
We made it.
Like, hey, mama, look
Yeah.
at my buddy on Empire.
And so what I did,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, what I did is, since he agreed, I had a vision for what we finished the album. I was like, nobody's gonna listen to this, you know.
Why?
Just simply because of the state of hip hop.
Yeah, talk
and,
about it.
and the way that people are perceived when they come from the era that's not now.
Right.
You know, and so I was like, well, people watch their music now. So we started with that. People don't just get their music listening to CDs and whatever
Nope.
that we did back in the day. People look at visuals and you see more views on their stuff. So he's like, let's make a visual album. Let's figure out how to tell your story the way it lands. Add some theatrics to it with the cinema, And then let's just lay it out, and it did two things. It showed that he could present himself in a manner that he hasn't been seen before, and it also allowed something that I think is missing from music, is where people get to listen to the top to the bottom of the album in sequence.
And Broken Ground was done so well.
Thank you,
bro.
I appreciate it.
Done so well. You know when you watch something, you're like, oh, this is cheesy.
Yeah.
Or it's like I really watched that, and you lean into the screen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then there's sometimes you're like, what's going down? And then the way that it all ends up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the whole search. Like, it was written well, it was shot well.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you spent on that, but I'm pretty sure that y'all spent more than what Will Smith new Gemini Man movie made. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now we got Broken Ground. Now we're about to tour. Why did you feel that it was necessary to put this tour together, bring your comrades, bring your people with you, and get on the plane and take this West Coast to the world?
I think there's a representation that's missing for lyricists in the West Coast. That we get a lot of, the big, radio concerts, the big, West Coast, celebratory concerts, but there's a certain niche of West Coast artists that don't get they don't get booked every year on these shows.
Right.
But I mean, that's from the Razzcasters to Crooked Eye, to myself, to, James, and like people that had that stigma, of being a West Coast lyricist. So for me, I was like, okay, well, I have to step up and provide this platform, not just for myself, not just for James, but it's about, okay, we are this. And so now we're going to start putting some money behind that and be able to take these guys around the world and showcase what we do. It's gangster rap gets full representation from the West Coast because it's the birthplace. We people love that. But when it comes to the step where we're lyricists and we and do this, so I want to be the spearhead for that. If I can be the champion for that sound and that platform, then that's what it's about.
Why do you care about that, X?
Because it's history is written by the ones who win the war. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be able to tell our story and not let it be told for us. So I want to be able to create this platform not only for myself, so that we could be remembered in the right way, but also for the new lyricists that need to come out and don't have to feel like, oh, I won't get represented if I don't sound like this, or I don't.
We starting to see a lot of sloppy carbon copies.
Yeah,
and we see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
James Savage, what do you feel about the state of hip hop now?
Oh man, it's a lot of stuff that I do like. You know what I mean? Because I don't really judge music. You know what I'm saying? I just listen.
Do you listen to music, or you listen to James Savage?
I listen to James Savage a whole lot more than anything else, but I listen to a lot of the new stuff because I choose what I like, and if it catch my ear, then I don't be like, oh, that's mumble rap or that's this. I look at it like, wow,
right.
That's an incredible song, and I look forward to working with a lot of mumble rappers and all that. I'm trying to get it in. And I'm not playing no games. You know what I mean? So
you need clearance first.
You know what I mean? Trying to get it in, man.
Just be giving verses.
Yeah. I mean, gotta get the clearance, man. But I'm looking forward to working. And I just feel like, man, I'm at my best, and I'm just thankful to be back.
Hell yeah.
Getting a second opportunity, and I'm gonna take full advantage of it.
And you know what I love about it too, homie, is that people want to see you win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Because you gave a lot to us.
Yeah.
And you stayed next to it. And I always felt like sometimes the game wasn't as kind.
Yeah.
And we see people that we thought were stronger do crazy things to themselves. Like, we don't know what even X, when you say 5 years ago you were in a dark place. 5 years ago we were talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we don't know where somebody's head is at. Yeah. And when you hand somebody your work, your blood, sweat, and tears, and you say, all right, you go do your job now, and they drop the ball, it's like, man,
no doubt.
Do I kill you? Do I kill myself? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, real talk.
Like, for real, man. So it's always good. Now we would see people that felt like, man, I got to get on such and such. I got to get on Def Jam. I got to get. And now people are like, man, I don't want to get on none of that.
To be caught up in the mix.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy that at this point in my career, I'm doing some of the biggest stuff that I've done right now.
Yeah, man.
You know
And
what
that's
I
the
mean?
same. I had Raz in
it's
too.
crazy.
Raz was like, man, like I'm getting it all now.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's crazy
Yeah.
how much tuition into the school of experience
Yeah,
some or we or y'all have to pay.
no doubt.
When others would have lost their mind. We seen people go out for less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of all the stress that life can put on you. Not just record business. I mean, because you got to have this and that. You know?
Yeah.
You got to eat. Your family got to eat it. And then people dictating like when you eat, how you eat. You like, man.
Man, when I was in that incarcerated, man, all I was thinking about was not getting into any trouble, any more trouble to make my stay even longer. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it was that aspect of it, and to get out in one piece. It's not like I'm on the main line with everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I gotta worry about my safety, getting back home, and then they actually had me calling shots. I'm like, I don't want to be the
don't
leader.
shot call me.
Like, why y'all got
like, nah, bro, you got
yeah,
to.
and they was like, hey, man, you the only one with a level head in here that's going to get us home. Like, we trying to get home, and these other guys going to get us in a wreck. So I had to be calling the shots out, too black, too strong, and all this. You know what I mean?
All in the morning, get out.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Trying to go on tour.
I don't never want to go back to that life, but I'm going to definitely, lead by example and show these younger guys out here that you can believe in yourself and get back from anything, and don't let jail is not a place for anyone.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
man.
Your freedom is everything,
And
man.
people
It's
think they want it.
priceless. Yeah.
When you look at it, Tekashi 6ix9ine,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Getting on the stand, saying what he's saying. Now
Yeah.
they say that there's probably a $10 million deal
Yeah.
out there for him. You live it, you know it,
Yeah.
you know how to, you know what I'm saying? When you
I
watch
think
that,
he was
did you
the
see that
police
was
in the
coming?
first place.
Go ahead.
Like, I don't think he was. I think he was probably an implant from the gate.
Yeah,
like he
planted
was
in.
already connected with the police because they had a plan to take that whatever gang that was. They had a plan.
And that's what I tell
to take
people,
that gang
man.
down.
They were looking at them
The
for like
feds
5 years
don't,
before.
they don't build a case.
No.
The feds
They
got
wa-
a case.
Yeah, they
They
wanted
had
them
it.
already.
You know what I'm saying?
But where they went wrong at is they were doing real street stuff with this cat. That's where they went wrong at. They should never been mixing their
Yeah.
real street stuff with this cat. And that's where they went wrong at.
And they paying dearly for it,
Paying
man.
dearly. He done snitched on the whole New York. He done snitched on the Statue of
Hell
Liberty.
yeah. That's-
She got a split in her dress.
that Statue of Liberty not even from America.
She did it.
She's
Oh,
not American.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
man.
man was like, man.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, but and it's a sign of the times.
Yeah.
That's why, man, when you see people that's cut from a different cloth,
Yeah.
that's why you got to embrace that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No
saying? You
doubt.
got to embrace it. And I remember, man, when he was really, really going through it, right?
Yeah.
It came as a request for me to do an interview with him.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have did the interview, but I turned the interview down. You know what
No
I'm saying?
doubt.
And I was like, nah. And it was because he was tripping too much in the West. I really wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. And I mean, I sit down with people to say, what's your story?
Exactly.
And I would have sat with him, what's your story? But I also would have validated him for sitting in here.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And I checked some temperatures, you know what I'm saying? And I really respect Problem.
Yeah.
Because I hit up Problem, and I thought Problem was gonna be like, nah, big, don't F with him.
Yeah.
Problem was like, do the interview.
Yeah.
Like
Shout out to
he should do
Problem.
the interview with you.
No doubt.
And I really understood where Problem was coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get a chance because I had turned it down a couple of times. They
tried.
said do the interview.
Over
Yeah.
and over, I tried to
You said
convince him
did
to
it,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah, and when I hit Problem, you know what I'm saying? Of course, YG was like, man, fuck that interview.
But on the real, you had that bottle. It's what Mike tell on me or something, man.
No,
Yeah,
but
can you
it's-
imagine? Because he brought up the Breakfast Club, and
Yeah.
I would have been indicted.
But there would have
Yeah.
been anybody to really have that conversation with him. It would have been big.
Yeah, it
like
would've been
he
big.
would have been the proper person to have that conversation with him.
No
And
doubt.
honestly, it's not even on no checking him, but really spit some real game to him and tell him
Yeah.
like, yo, like this isn't how things run, you know? And I felt that Big would have been the right person to sit with him.
Yeah.
And shit, I wanted to talk to him too. Like
Yeah, but
the
you
real.
wanted to cut him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Misrepresenting us
had-
Mexicans.
Yeah, you had all kind
Oh,
of agenda.
man.
So what's the next move for just the whole thing with Open Bar, with Broken Ground, with the tours? What's happening, X?
Well, we've booked 20-some dates that we have in Europe right now.
I told you I'm going to one of them.
Yeah, come on, man.
I got to
Fly
go to a
us.
couple because
Sir.
I'm really going.
Yeah, it's,
I'm really
it's
going,
good,
bro.
man.
That's what's up.
The show's been selling out. I haven't toured in quite some time.
And this
so,
the tour you want.
Yeah, this is
Not
it.
not the back in the day. I got to go get a bag.
Nah,
This is
nah.
like
This is come look at what we did.
yeah.
And so I'm taking all my guys out there. We added Problem to it. Razzcast is coming with us, and it's Dimrick, DJ Hopper.
Come on.
And so we're gonna go out there and do 20 dates, and we just got picked up to do a U.S. leg of the tour. So our first date is January 17th at Radio City Music Hall.
Damn.
Yeah,
I heard that.
It's the Loud 25th anniversary, and then Live Nation picked us up to go, do the rest of the tour. We're gonna work our way back to the West. And just, it feels good to be able to, okay, cool, this is what I want to do, and people see the value in doing it instead of trying to twist somebody's arm. Now it's just an open door policy.
But with the success of even just Brass Knuckles, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you didn't abandon hip hop when you felt probably at one point hip hop abandoned you?
Nah, because I love it.
Right.
You know,
and not hip hop abandoned you, but just the whole machine.
Look, because I never had to have validation from those people to start. So why should I need their validation to continue?
Go ahead.
You know, so I'm over here, feeling good.
I told him that years ago.
Okay. He still remembers.
Yeah, he was all down. I said, hey, man, you didn't need validation to start. Why you need validation to continue? He's like, big, write that down.
I love it, man.
But X and James Savage, man, we got a lot of calendars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's why I love celebrating veterans and relevant at the same damn time. You know what I'm saying? And X, I'm going to tell you, years ago, remember when I stayed in Burbank? You came to my apartment. You had some kind of magazine that they were doing a cover story on.
Yep.
This is before everything, bro.
Yep.
I gave you some pictures.
Yep.
You still haven't brought those pictures back to me, X. You borrowed these pictures, man. You said you would get them to me in a week. That was 24 years ago.
Yeah,
Give his pictures back.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I got them.
Right.
Yeah,
I still got the photo book, the photo album. And you can see which ones you took out, X.
They in my photo book
Yeah,
now.
you know what I'm saying? All that hip hop history.
Is there a
man.
statute of limitations? Like I get to keep them after?
Not
No,
on my
I don't think so. As long as he remembers that you ain't giving them back, you need to give them back.
Not on my end. So what's going
man.
down with James Savage with the music?
Oh,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Hey, we working, man. I have a whole lot of new stuff I'm working on right now. We looking forward to dropping that real soon. We just pushing this right now, but I'm in the studio working like a little ant right now. I
Yeah,
got
man.
some fire coming out.
I know you are.
I'm looking forward to dropping that, man. And I just want to say thank you guys for having us, man.
Pleasure.
LA, I love you guys. All my Crips and Bloods out there that's been having my back.
Hell
Hey, shout out to you guys, man.
Yeah, like
I
that's a
love
shot
y'all,
caller
man.
right there.
And all the non-gang
And
members
all the
also that
non-gang
support
members,
you.
man. All the others, man. We call y'all others in the pen.
I mean,
all the
others.
others in the
I've been trying to teach them about inclusion, big.
Hey,
It's
man.
like,
Hey, we love you. Hey, I love you
Mexican
guys.
Bloods
I was about to
Crips.
tell them the Browns too.
Yeah,
though.
and
You know what I'm saying?
all my Browns, all my Mexican homies out there that's been having
Hey,
my
man.
back
All
from
my
day
people
one.
of color.
I wasn't
You
gonna
know,
show
all
it to
my
us
people
LA
of
day.
color. All my people of color. Hey,
Everybody.
Hey, I got some hot music coming
I know
out,
you do,
man.
bro.
We're working hard, and I'm looking forward to you guys hearing what I've been working on, and I got some stuff for the ladies out there. So it ain't just about no gangster. I got a whole
But you
variety
can't
of stuff.
deny the talent,
Yeah,
bro,
man.
and what you do.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
And what you do. And then X, come on, man.
And thank you for all the laughs, though, man.
Thank you,
one
brother.
One thing I want to say, man, and I've said it to you several times, but I need to say it to you again because I see you know, all week he's been on this radio run. He's been with Billy Knight, just driving up and down the coast,
Yeah,
going to
one
all these radio
umbrella.
stations, going all over the place, getting real. And it's good to see you, man, homie, to see where we started and see you so energized and see you so excited about your future. Not just right now, and it's not about eating hand to mouth. You excited about what's to come, and that is half the battle. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about myself and my career, I've finally been able to do something for someone other than myself. And thank you for allowing me to do that and trusting the vision.
Thanks, brother, for, for trusting me to do
Yeah,
it too.
yeah.
Man. 'Cause it takes a lot for
Yeah.
you to put everything on the line for me. Because
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know, but hey,
Yes.
I just
But-
thank God, man, that he actually gave me this opportunity.
Yeah, man.
Because like I said, man, it's going to be big, and I feel that my second win at the game is going to be way bigger than anything.
Hell yeah.
period.
I believe that too, bro.
Straight up.
And I got to ask, what platforms do we find music? Where do we get Broken Ground? Like,
OpenBarEntertainment.com. You can get the Broken Ground, and I'm going to sign it for you, man. I'm going to put that thing on there.
No, but man, let me tell you, man, I love to see us winning, man.
Yes,
sir.
And continue to win. You know what I'm saying?
James Savage Music. Y'all can follow me on that if y'all don't know. Shout out to all my J.O. Felony fans that's been there from day one, that stuck with me, man.
And
I
they
love
gotta
you
watch
guys.
Broken Ground to
Yes.
understand the evolution.
Broken Ground.
And that's his real name, James Savage.
Yeah,
That's
my
low-hanging
dad named
fruit.
James Savage, and I have a brother named Dr. James Savage out in D.C. He's the head of the psychiatrist board.
Damn, I heard that.
Yeah, he's they proud of me, man. You know.
Hell yeah.
Going down.
Watch you get arrested by the name.
Oh yeah, come here. That's you. We got him
He
again.
gonna be like, man, y'all got the wrong James Savage. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, James Savage, thank you for coming into the neighborhood.
Thank you so much.
Exhibit,
Big
always
boy.
a pleasure,
Thank you,
man.
Big.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
y'all stick around, Big Boy's neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
Let me get a quick intro, because this will be for Fuse as well. Fuse, pick up. 3, 2, 1. Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
boy.
Big interview is going down. Y'all stick around. Y'all radios. Mr. X to the Z in the neighborhood. James Savage in the neighborhood. Y'all ready?
You guys gotta say
They like, man, what the fuck you doing, man? Like, don't just lead us in.
Say yes.
This just a quick tease.
Okay, got it.
Before the interview. Here we go.
right.
3, 2, 1. Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood,
boy.
beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. Do
Oh,
stick
yes.
around your radios, your big interview. We got Mr. X to the Z Xzibit in the neighborhood. James Savage in the neighborhood. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
sir.
Let's make it
Let's
happen.
go.
Y'all stick
All right.
around Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
boy.
3, 2, 1. Stick around your radios.
Stick
Up next, your
around.
big interview, man. Xzibit and James Savage in the neighborhood. So y'all stick around y'all radios. Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
boy.
3, 2, 1. That was your big interview, man. James Savage, Xzibit in the neighborhood. Thank y'all for coming through the
Hey, man,
neighborhood,
thanks
man.
for having us,
bro.
Big.
Big Boy's neighborhood.
Yeah.